Jets Fantasy Draft franchise. We were going to look at the playoff picture and then my internet died. We're currently set to play the Dolphins. So, hopefully, the Dolphins and the Patriots get knocked out. But I don't think that's possible without the Bills moving in. So I really don't know. We're probably going to end up playing a division rival. Unless we somehow take that #1 seed and they all get knocked out. But right now they're the 6, the 7, and the 8. With only one team able to, yeah, they've pretty much clinched. I think this playoff picture is pretty much set. I do not want to play the Patriots. I'm going to tell you that right now. If there's any team going to end our series, it's going to be them. Walker, Defensive Player of the Week. Going to get into the weekly strategy. We are simulating this game. DeMarco Hillman just did home base, so we're at rushing attack, right? Week 18, 21, yep. The final rushing attack of the series. He'll be taken down there. I think his chances for gold are slim to none now, with already getting tackled one time. Got to bronze there in 20 seconds. The pitch outside, he's cooked. Not another one. Alright, luckily we were able to get the edge there. He'll take it. Hoping for silver here. Because we know gold is out of the question for sure. Waited for the block and accelerated off of it. Only hope for gold is to get touchdowns on these next 2 plays. And it's a very slim hope. I think he has to be pretty much perfect here. Might even need a stiff arm. He got gold. The final rushing attack is gold. We will, of course, having clinched the playoffs, have everyone's next drill unlocked. This will not be the last backfield survival because Hillman has a potential for it if we make the conference championship game. Which is a big if. Not saying we're not good enough, but there are some good teams that have beat us here in the playoffs. But it is Spain's last one. I almost messed it up. Try to split them. I do. Hell yeah. I don't think I've ever done that. I don't think I've ever been that lucky. I'm gonna loop back this way as I know it's cutting this way. No, it's not. Cut back this way. We need that stamina. We need it now. We're out. Not going to be reaching gold here with that mistake. Alright. Week 21 will result in some very nice drills, some happy drills, and some very sad and terrible drills that we were not expecting having to deal with this year, but JD Hooks decided he wanted to get injured. Oh, he just forgot this man is still not back on his good finesse moves, and he never will be. He is stuck on power mode. Now this is going to be purely a final, basically this is how the final episode would be set up. We're going to run through it again a little bit in the final episode, no matter what that is, but this is going to be very similar because it's that final stat update. So we have to go through every player from this series. Anyone, not even just the people that are close to retirement. So the defense is going to be the longest part. Obviously, because you have 4 lists to go through. Offense, you got 1 list. Go top to bottom. In certain positions, we only got 1 player to look for. Running back, we don't have anyone to look for. We'll look at it, but we don't have anyone that we need to look at. Because all the running backs that were let go are currently, well, that's not true. There's some very low tier ones like Hassan. I keep thinking Hassan Reddick, but the dude on the Patriots right now. Sanders, maybe? He was on the team last year, I don't even remember. This is not the final DB battle here, because if we make this Super Bowl, there will be one more for Hackett. Intercept that, let's go. Give me that. Doing great, Hackett. Sack there. He got that catch. Not out of a potential Goldie yet. Jar to that free. Oh wow, how did he catch that? Led perfectly. Give me that though. If we get a pick here, we'll have gold. I think. Yes, we will. Oh yeah, this is the DB battle, not the other one. So 8,000 was... we knew that. Now, the drill we thought we would escape for this season. Chase and tackle. The final one of the series on the... even if another injury happens. Come on up, Shaw. Let's show this young man how it's done. You better at least get silver. Already up to bronze, that's good. No. Yes. He tripped. Definitely worried about this rep, and that's why. All those inside runs had me, man. If we can go to some outside now, that'd be great. Well, that's a little dumb. But we got the stop. Don't get the stop there. Halfway through the drill, we are not halfway to gold. There we go. Give me an outside run. Give me another. Give me a stop. Outside run, let's go. Got us up to silver, secured. One more hit, we have gold. We got it. And it's secured. Good job, Upshaw. We won't let this drill defeat us. We won't let it crush our hopes. And now the double one. Yeah, he's gonna get cooked in that. But we're not there yet, okay? We may never get to that. That'll come in championship game territory. Hell yeah, put up 50K on him. You give up the final plate, don't matter. That's how we needed to end that. Alright. kind of glad, honestly, this stream died because it'll give us, I won't feel rushed. I can just have a full update of final stats and everything because they're not going to change. The only thing that'll change is like legacy and Hall of Fame potential and everything. Let's get what's definitely the final upgrade for every one of these players. And final upgrade for Spriggs. Let's go with his strength here. Let's go physical. He would have reached 99 overall in his career. He's only 26. He would reach it next year. Cole Boyce. Let's go power moves. Final upgrade of his career goes to power moves. We like that. Taylor, no matter what. Let's go finesse moves here. Speed rusher coming off the edge. No finesse moves coming his way. Najee Jackson, we're going to go elusive back. Probably should have went power there, actually. It's on me. Vision going up, though. Corey Heath. We're going to focus his strength here as well. He has an outstanding catcher and +3 short route running. That's going to make him a bit more dangerous. Terrence Bush will never see the field. Let's just go elusive back, get him to 80. Fake 80. Leslie Marshall, again another player that will never, ever, literally never see the field. Go man coverage for him, get him up to 80 man. Alright, there's the final upgrades of the regular season. We will be advancing past this game as we know for sure it is not the last game of the season. Or the series. See that Y right there? That proves it. I better not see the Patriots on my screen after I advance this. Although I'm terrified I will. Moving up. Schedule. Team schedule. Regular season. Did we get the win? Yes, we did. We win the final game. Don't know where it was played. We'll find out here in a moment. 182, a touchdown and an interception. He only got sacked one time. We do have 4 sacks. Bodes well for Subtle. 69 for Jackson. 31 for Hillman. 6 for Heath. 5 for Richardson. Any touchdowns running? Ford had one. 97 and a touchdown for Spriggs. Heath had 39. Hillman had 12. 11 for Spain in his final game. 10 for Hendricks, 8 for Bush, 5 for Alvarado, 2 sacks for Irons, 1 for Boyce, 1 for Farmer. No Subtle sacks in the final week. I think he fell behind Miller. Mike Wilkins gets a forced fumble and he also recovers it. No blocks, no safeties, no touchdowns. Give me one moment. I want to see if that was a home or away game. It was an away game. So we won our last home game and we won our last away game of the series. Of course, who are we playing here in the playoffs? Baltimore. We did lose to them this year. We have the one last hurrah. The Patriots fell out, thank goodness. Oh my goodness, they lost. Oh, thank goodness. Corbett's the #1 seed on the opposite end. Him and his Lions. Oh, I'm just so happy the Patriots are gone. We won't spoil who this is for, but I think it's for Subtle. It could be for anyone, though, let's be real. There's so many veterans on our team. Let's look at the final career stats for some people, but first this year. 4,305 yards for Richardson, 29 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. 1,260 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a fumble for Jackson. 509 and 8 touchdowns, 2 fumbles for Hillman. 132, 2 touchdowns, and 2 fumbles for Richardson. 19 for Spain, 16 for Taylor. 12 and 4 touchdowns for Ford. 6 for Spriggs, 6 for Heath. 5 and a touchdown for Bush. Receiving. Only one 1,000-yard receiver this year, 1,172 and 8 touchdowns for Spriggs, 907 and 8 touchdowns for Alvarado, 895 and 4 for Heath, 695 and 3 touchdowns for Spain, 368 and 4 touchdowns for Jackson, 125 and a touchdown for Kitchens, 73 for Hendricks, 45 and a touchdown for Hillman, 37 for Bush, 9 for Ford. Sacks. 15.5 sacks for Suttle, 14.5 for Farmer, 13.5 for Irons, 9.5 for Boyce, 2 for Silver, 1.5 for Walker and Burgess, 1 for Upshaw and Hackett. 7 interceptions for Kinney, 6 for Walker, 5 for Hackett, 4 for Hooks, 3 for Upshaw and Long. Forced fumbles, we have 1 for Walker, Hackett, Farmer, Burgess, Hackett, and Wilkins. Recoveries, Hackett, Wilkins, Suttle, Irons, and Riley, and also Irving. Blocks, none. Safeties, none. Touchdowns, 5. 2 for Kinney, 1 for Riley, 1 for Hooks, 1 for Upshaw. Kinney, the only non-old man. Missed 3 field goals this year, no PATs. Alright. What a legend. He had a touchdown in both punts and kick return. Check out. We're going to delay it even more. Alright, Myers the number 1 in passing yards this year. Jason Eckel. It's going to fall to Jonathan Quincy, who's going to win MVP. Unless Thompson wins it with only 1 interception. Which is possible. It's down in yardage and touchdowns, but not by much. Rushing, really all I wanted to see. Really? Oh yeah, he did get hurt this year. So Coolidge only has 7 touchdowns, doesn't even hit 1,000 yards. If he didn't get hurt, he would have hurt the record books. Jared Miller has 15 sacks. He had less than Suttle, but I think it's enough to pass him. Because Jared Miller was already a sack ahead, I believe. No! Because, hold on, let's go to the AFC. Yeah, 15.5. Now, does that half get him over another one? Because was he already at a half, you know? Does it move him forward? Did they tie? He was only 1 sack ahead, but I don't know how many sacks Miller had at that point. So really Miller might be, blowing it out of the water, Interceptions, 5 is the lead in the NFC, and 7. We have the 2 top guys there. We're the number 6th offense in yards, 9th defense in yards, 1st in points scored, 2nd in points allowed. That's actually very good. Definitely came back a bit. Yep, that 1 interception is going to give him MVP. No one on the board for us. Coach of the year, we don't get it. We're not going to have Opoy. Not going to have Depoy. Oh, wait a minute. What was that first award? Oh, I'm a fool. Not going to have Opoy. I was like, ain't no way. Suttle wins Defensive Player of the Year. Walker falls to 3. Farmer at 5. Irons at 6. No one there. No one here. Dang, this man fell completely off the list. Jackson at 5 for running back. Spriggs almost fell off the list with 10 for wide receiver. No one on the board. Should have been checking that too. Do we have old friends? No. Subtle, D lineman of the year. Farmer was 2 and Irons was 4. We barely lose linebacker here. Walker was at 2. DB goes to Kenny. Hackett at 2. Hooks at 6. Kicker, he was at 4. Let's check the other side. Jared Miller, obviously. Corbett, best quarterback. Our old friend making some moves over there. Alright, now what we're all nervous for. Don't worry, we have to go through everybody. This is the final stat update of the whole series. All we're going to get in the final episode of the series is legacy changes. We'll check all the Hall of Fame, all that. Brady over Montgomery. No new names to the passing yards. Montgomery the number 1 in passing touchdowns. And we have no new friends joining. Rushing yards. Patterson number 5 is 17,322. No new names. Patterson was 3rd in rushing touchdowns, 2 touchdowns behind getting into 2nd place when he retired. And honestly, if he played one more year, he probably would have broke... No, he would have needed 22 touchdowns to break the record. So he probably would not have broken the record. He would have needed 22 to tie. He would need 23 to break it. Coolidge falls short of Emmitt Smith. His injuries definitely held him back. Cliff Moore able to stay on at 135. He was also at... Glover was 135. Below him was... He was not on this list, no. Catches... We had the legend Matt Humphrey at 1320. No new additions. Jordan Addison maintained there. Receiving yards, I don't think we had anyone up here. No. And no new names are being added. Receiving touchdowns. Old friend Telvin Fuller made it to 142 before he retired. Sacks. Here it is. Jared Miller took 5th place back. Subtle ended his career at 191. If there was another season in franchise and Subtle did not retire, he would probably easily be top 2. Miller probably would definitely retire at the age of 36, but he steals himself there at 5. That's unfortunate. And no one broke this on this franchise. The last franchise I did, there was only one player, and he was on my team. It's the Broncos franchise, and we got Sauce Gardner on this list. He also broke the picks in a year record, which is insane. But now we're looking for 2042, but we're also going to be looking at any of our old players. Chip Montgomery, 5,225 yards was his highest. Corbett made it to 5,177. And Montgomery also had his second highest at 5,168. Passing touchdowns. Montgomery here twice at 47, 35, and 37. Rushing yards. Obviously, Patterson broke the NFL rushing record for yards in a year. 2,185. He broke it by 80. And that is it. That is the only one. Rushing touchdowns. We don't have anyone on this list. We almost had Patterson on here a couple times. Receiving yards. We have no one on this list. No new names to be added. Receiving touchdowns. Don't look like we have anyone here either. No new addition. Oh yeah, we do. Hold on. Curtis, he wasn't on our team when he did it, but he had 24 touchdowns in 2050 just 2 years ago. I did draft him though. Matt Humphrey, 147 and 146 in back-to-back years. He definitely should have broke that. Ethan Otting, also while on our team, had 142. Humphrey again at 138. Sacks, Suttle, many years ago at this point, had a 25 sack season. He almost broke the NFL record. Same year Patterson broke the NFL rushing yards record. Interceptions, there will be no one on here. I didn't check this for any 2052. Alright, in a game. Lippett actually got this record against us. In the very same game, I believe, Montgomery got 543. No one else? No one else for us here. Rushing yards in a game. I don't think anyone broke on this entire series. No, they did not. Rushing touchdowns. Again, no one broke on here this entire series, which is insane. Actually, I don't know, that was in real life. That was that Panthers game. Really? I did not notice this. None of these records even got touched. Except for this one. Last year, Frazier was on here. Catches, Matt Humphrey in 2035 had 19. If he broke the game record in this game, he would have broke the NFL catch record as well, and he would have been the most catches by a tight end. But beyond that, he also had 18 here in 2033, not 2023. The series didn't even begin then. Schroeder had 6 sacks in 2029. I believe he was on our team when he did that. Suttle had 6 in 2048. Interceptions, no one's on this list. Alright, NFL records have been looked at. Final career stats now. 6,772 yards, 45 touchdowns, 21 interceptions for Richardson. 19 passing yards on 1 completion for Kurt Taylor. Hillman had 8,600 rushing yards and 92 touchdowns. He fumbled 3 times. Jackson, 2,787 and 14 touchdowns, 3 fumbles for him as well. 211, 2 touchdowns and 2 fumbles for Richardson. 129 here for Greg Ford. Makes me believe he was never on our team. Let's take a look. Other than this year, of course. No, he was not. That was a finesse. Alright, 66 yards for Spriggs in his young career. 29 and a touchdown for Bush. 29 for Spain. 16 for Taylor. 4 for Heath. Oh, 4 fumbles, by the way, for Spain. Receiving 7,108 yards and 44 touchdowns for Spain, 6,171 yards and 49 touchdowns for Spriggs, 5,793 and 37 touchdowns for Alvarado, 2,046 and 24 touchdowns for Hillman, 2,003 and 11 touchdowns for Heath, 832 and 6 touchdowns for Jackson, 404 and 2 touchdowns for Kitchens, 213 and a touchdown for Hendricks, 163 and 2 touchdowns for Ford, 37 for Bush, nothing for Bruce or Smith. Sacks, 191 and a half for Suttle in his career. We're not going to do it like that. That would be weird. Alright. He also had 3 pass deflections, 7 forced fumbles, 6 fumble recoveries, a safety, and a touchdown. Farmer here had 67 sacks, 3 pass deflections, 4 forced fumbles. He recovered 4. None of the other stats. 38 sacks for Irons. He got a lot of them here this year. 4 pass deflections, a fumble recovery. 28 sacks for Riley. His first career interception came this year. He had 24 deflections, 1 forced fumble, a fumble recovery. His first recovery this year went for a touchdown. 27 sacks for Sergio Hopkins, 2 forced fumbles, a fumble recovery. 21 sacks for Will Rogers, 7 deflections, a fumble. 20 and a half sacks for Trent Irving, a forced fumble, 14 deflections, fumble recovery. Rashard Upshaw, 19 sacks, 25 interceptions, 99 deflections, 6 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, and 4 touchdowns. 16 sacks for Boyce. He had a 1 deflection, 1 forced fumble. 14 sacks for Walker, 16 interceptions, which is insane. 30 pass deflections, 4 forced fumbles, and a touchdown. Charles Silver, 7.5 sacks, 1 deflection. Rashad Hackett, 4.5 sacks, 25 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles, a fumble recovery, and a touchdown. Lawrence Hackett, 4 sacks, 2 deflections, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery. Mike Wilkins, I guess you get onto our list. 2 sacks, 18 interceptions. Wow, that's pretty good. 1 forced fumble, 86 pass deflections, fumble recovery. J.D. Hooks, 2 sacks, 19 interceptions. 59 pass deflections, 3 forced fumbles, a fumble recovery, and 1 touchdown that also came this year. Cortland Ferris, 2 sacks, 1 fumble recovery. Alex Burgess, 1.5 sacks, 5 interceptions, 7 pass deflections, 2 forced fumbles. Cedric Overeem, 1.5 sacks. That's it. Johnny Long, 1 sack, 7 interceptions, 11 pass deflections, 1 forced fumble. Kinney, 42 interceptions. Had he gotten a full career, he may have broken onto that record board. 56 pass deflections, a forced fumble, 2 fumble recoveries, and 5 touchdowns. 3 deflections for Josh Adams and a forced fumble. 3 pass deflections and a forced fumble for Sheldon Caldwell. And a block for a shot basket. Whoever the hell that is. And just so we can see it from this view. Alright, kicking. Kurt Dre. 52 field goals made, 56 attempted. 57 was his long, 84 of 86 on extra points. Punting, great career to start. Kick returns. Touchdown here for Hooks is all I really wanted to look at. And touchdown here for Hooks is all I really want to look at. Let's go to passing for the league. We do have someone to look for here. And his name is Jose Corbett. 24,784. 187 touchdowns and 64 interceptions. What a career for him. Rushing, Coolidge almost got onto the yards list. If he didn't get hurt this year, he probably would have been on it. Unless it was like 14,800, but I'm not really sure, to be honest. 162 in touchdowns if he didn't get hurt. He could have wreaked havoc on that. Okay, but if we're being realistic, he's only 30 years old. This man is breaking the NFL record if the series doesn't end this year. I can just scroll down here. We've already looked at Hillman. There's probably some people, but do I have the energy to go find them? Because they really would only have a potential for like one game maybe. I don't really remember where they went, to be honest. I know they didn't have much. If we get to 500 and don't find them, Jose Corbett, 695, 10 touchdowns, 9 fumbles. Damn. It's not who I was looking for, but it did rejuvenate me. Hassan Vincent, 634, 16 touchdowns. And that should be the last one. Let's move to receiving. There will be a few names here that we're looking for. Paul Williams is one. He did not reach 10,000. He was almost there. 9,965 and 86 touchdowns. Ethan Otting, 8,419 and 56 touchdowns. Chip Oliver, 8,028 and 60 touchdowns. Don't know that there are any left. Well, there's Hollenbach. We'll go until we find him. 5,740 and 36 touchdowns for Hollenbach. Dwayne Hendricks, that's the last one I think we need to find. 5,207 and 38 touchdowns. We'll go down to about 3,000. Jamie Rose, 4,268 and 31 touchdowns. That's exactly why I want to keep going, because there's probably someone I forgot about. Or some running back stats that we can get. Just kidding. Oh, as much as I was kidding, he does pop up, but we've already seen his. Alright. Now for the long part. Let's just get it in position. Slide it back to where Solo's on the screen. Start with sacks. Jay Griffin does not hit 100. 96.5 sacks, 12 pass deflections, 2 forced fumbles, a fumble recovery, 2 blocks, 2 safeties. Jimmy Andrews, 74 sacks, 7 pass deflections, a forced fumble, a block, and 2 safeties. Chad Knoll, 46 sacks, pass deflection, 3 forced fumbles, 2 blocks, and a safety. Philip Tate, 34.5 sacks, 3 pass deflections, a forced fumble, and a safety. We'll go down to 5 sacks. Hunting for random names. Rodney McCune, 19 sacks, 19 interceptions, 7 forced fumbles, 46 pass deflections, 3 fumble recoveries, and a touchdown. Honestly, we should just go down to 0 because that will cover everybody, even interceptions. Might not be a bad or a good idea though. 5.5 sacks, 31 interceptions, 7 forced fumbles, 3 fumble recoveries, and 2 touchdowns for Walter Chapman. We have a lot of names to get through here. AJ Lingham, 3 sacks, 7 interceptions, no forced fumbles, fumble recoveries. He did have 1 touchdown in his career. No. We were almost there. Let's keep it with the sacks and just speed scroll to about 5 sacks for until we see the Ravens in that territory. I can't believe I hit that trigger. We were almost done. Not that I'm trying to speed through this, but I am trying to do it in a timely manner. Alright, there are the Ravens. Because we still have a lot of names to go through here. Just on this side, 1.5 sacks for Hugh Bonds, 9 interceptions, 62 pass deflections, 4 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, a block. We're getting close to the end here on this side. I think we might be done. Maybe. Just because we hit 0 sacks, though, does not mean we're at the bottom of the list. Bernie Williams, half a sack, 26 interceptions, no forced fumbles, no fumble recoveries, 5 touchdowns. We selected him, he's on our team. We're almost to the end, everyone. Almost there. So close. Brian McKnight, no career stats. Just so you can see it from an interception perspective, we do have the top 3 guys. Top 4. Very nice. Let's go to the NFC now. We do have some old friends still over here. We'll go by sacks again. Taylor Coakley, 68 sacks, 1 interception, 3 forced fumbles and a fumble recovery, and 3 safeties. There won't be many of our guys over here. Most of them moved over to the AFC. Even the ones that were over here. In fact, he may have been the only one that maintained. We're going to go through a very long list to find out. I really don't think there's anyone left, but I really don't want to be wrong either. Oscar Rivers, 13 sacks, 1 pass deflection. What team did he end up? Oh, there's a... Oh, never mind. He went to the Giants. I was like, oh, there's a revenge game. I missed it. Ramon Gonzalez, 8.5 sacks, 5 interceptions, 28 pass deflections, 4 forced fumbles. We're halfway there, everyone. I'm not entirely sure. Roman Burgess was never on our team. I don't know why I'm calling him out like he ever was. I feel like I'm seriously disrespecting this man right now. I feel like he was definitely on our team. We'll check on him when we go to interceptions. I don't want to mess up the list. You know, we'll read his stats just in case. 2 sacks, 10 interceptions, 40 pass deflections, 1 forced fumble. Alright, moving on. I feel like I just massively disrespected this man. Because I think he was definitely on our team. Don't think we're gonna see anyone else. But we have to keep going. We're almost there. Oh yeah, what about Jimenez? 6 pass deflections in his entire career. Alright, that's it. We will check. You can see it from this view, but we don't have anyone. Get down to 10 real quick. Just because I want to see if... How did I miss Burke here? No sacks, 10 interceptions, 1 forced fumble, 2 fumble recoveries, and 2 touchdowns. My fault, Burke. Glad I questioned... No, we don't need to edit the player. We don't need to do this. Discard changes, please. Gosh dang it. Wrong guy. Well, right guy, wrong thing. Stats and contracts. No, he was a Chicago full-time, as I thought he was not on our team. There was a person named Burgess on our team at some point, but it was not him. We will look here. We will, of course, be in the Hall of Fame. Can we get our 10th Super Bowl win this year? I don't know. All these coaches don't even have a chance. He'll make it to the Hall of Fame. We're looking at active players here. Of course, Chip Montgomery is a Hall of Famer. Hodgins made it. Montgomery had 6 Super Bowls, 8 championships, 29 yearly awards. Mahomes, he had 1 more Super Bowl, it would appear, than Chip Montgomery did. That's sad. Same number of championships. If only the Super Bowl streak started and ended at the same time. Like, same streak number, but it started a bit earlier. Hodgins had 4 Super Bowls, 6 championships, 26 yearly awards. Well, let me go position by position because it's going to get really confusing here. Young got one Super Bowl. I think he actually got it against us potentially. Dwyer never won a Super Bowl. Burrow only got one. He made it to the Hall of Fame. All these guys are Hall of Famers. Aaron Rodgers never got that second Super Bowl win. Richardson got himself one. He's in the Hall of Fame as well. Lamar Jackson got one. He's in the Hall of Fame. He would make it to the Hall of Fame, but his career will be cut short. He could still make it if he wins the Super Bowl. I don't even know if he's in the playoffs. Chip Wright, no Super Bowl wins, but he is a Hall of Famer. Lawrence, no Super Bowl, not even made it to a championship, and he's a Hall of Famer. Mac Jones, same scenario. Well, this man won a Super Bowl. His career's not over yet, of course. He will make it to the Hall of Fame. Allen, Hall of Fame. Pointer. He has lost 4 Super Bowls. Most of them to us. Did win one, though. I think it was last year. Actually, no, he only beat us. That means he lost to the Broncos last year. Snowden has a Super Bowl win in his career. He'll be a Hall of Famer. Keenan, Hall of Famer. Byrne made it to the Hall of Fame. Man, it takes like nothing to make the Hall of Fame here. Herbert made the Hall of Fame. Everyone else on this list is short of it. Corbett would make it for sure. This is all the quarterbacks of this franchise. I think. Might just be active ones. We'll find out if we find our old quarterback. Yeah, there's no way. Kenneth Walker made the Hall of Fame. Braden Patterson made the Hall of Fame with 7 Super Bowl rings, 8 championships, 23 yearly awards. Coolidge will make the Hall of Fame if the series was to continue. Whoa. Did the legends get snubbed? Well, we'll probably just have to look straight at the Hall of Fame. This is more to see if there's any of our current players that are going to make it. Hey, maybe Ford will make it. No. Lamb made the Hall of Fame. Smith, Fuller, the legend, made the Hall of Fame. Bryce Morrow made the Hall of Fame. He only got 1 Super Bowl win. 4 championships, 10 yearly awards. How many Super Bowls did Fuller get? He got 1. They must have both left after the first of the streak. Paul Williams would have made it with his 4 Super Bowls. Ben Spriggs would have made it. He had 2 Super Bowls, and he had some monster. I think he would have made it. He had some pretty good stuff going for him. Hollenbeck probably would have. Well, he may have made it. Hendricks, unlikely. Josh McGill, we didn't even look at him. He's a free agent this year, that's why. We'll go find him. Oh, I can view him from right here. So we'll come back up to 30. Actually, that's probably where we're going to end things here. Let's take a look at his final career stats. Oh, are they not gonna add it up for me as like a total? Ah, that sucks. Well, he didn't have monster numbers, but he had pretty good numbers over his career. You can at least see that speed ran there. Matt Humphrey, easily a Hall of Famer. He had 2 Super Bowl rings, made it to 3 championships, 10 yearly awards. The Springs brothers, both in the Hall of Fame. Ethan Otting would be in the Hall of Fame once he retired with his 3 Super Bowls, 3 champions, and 7 yearly awards. Lynch here, a legend for us, but he never made a Super Bowl. Might not be the Lynch I'm thinking of, but he is retired, so I can't look at him. It is the Lynch I'm thinking of. Clifford, another one of our legendary players, did make the Hall of Fame. He did not maintain with us the whole career, but he did make it to 99 overall. What a legend. He went to the Raiders with Fuller for a while. Or it wasn't Fuller, it was, we'll find out. He's definitely made the Hall of Fame, I feel like. Alvarado definitely would have made it. Next year he would have been a Hall of Famer. Oliver would not make it. Rose would not. We're gonna super sim there over the line there. Suttle will be a Hall of Famer once he retires. 6 rings, 7 championships. Farmer probably would by the end of his career, considering I would have kept him around. DT, our legend Schroeder made it. Hugh Saunders made it. Griffin would not have made it there. Neither would Andrews, probably. We did get Von Miller there. He had 2 Super Bowl rings. Lionel Yancey, legend for us. Will Wharton, another legend for us. How many Super Bowls did they win? Yancey had 2. Wharton only had 1. Jason Riley had 2 Super Bowl wins before he left. Upshaw, when he retires, or obviously he'll be retiring this year, he would be in the Hall of Fame with James Fulton. Both, he had 3, he had 2. Both low in yearly awards. This has to be a different Mills. That's not our guy. Yeah. I think I had Fred Warner in this series at one point. He wasn't drafted by me though. Judge, one of our really good players, got himself 2 rings. Ron Watkins, another legend for us, ended up getting into the Hall of Fame. How many rings did he have? He had 3. McCune had 6 Super Bowls before he left us last year. So he makes the Hall of Fame at the point of his retirement. Lindsey Young makes the Hall of Fame. Chapman likely makes it. He'll have to play 1 more year to get it. Williams probably won't get there. Chapman had 4 Super Bowls with us. How many did Young have? Only 1. Williams had 4. Hooks had 2. Ronald Carmichael, one of the first picks in this franchise. He made it to the Hall of Fame. Bonds may make it, but I mean, obviously not now as the series is coming to an end. Rashad Hackett and Derek Westbrook, both Hall of Famers. 2 Super Bowls for Westbrook, 5 for Hackett. Did Carmichael? Yeah, Carmichael had 2. Obviously, the legend of our kicking. We had Justin Tucker for the longest time too. I don't really support him right now. I never really supported him. He's a Raven, so I got him 2 rings. You know, bad things happen. Now let's just purely look at the Hall of Fame just because I want to see. No punters are there. And let's go, well, we have to go full list here. Lots of quarterbacks obviously make it. We only had 1. Patterson made the Hall. Are you telling me right now, in this moment, that Glover and Cliff Moore missed the Hall of Fame? They never had a Super Bowl ring, so that might be why, but still. That's crazy. Oh yeah, it was Fuller that went to the Raiders with Clifford. Matt Humphrey, our only tight end. Well, that's not true. Lynch made it. So did Clifford. I had 3 tight ends make the Hall of Fame. I doubt anyone on my line made it. I think we had Zach Martin in the beginning, like the first year. But obviously we didn't get him here. Schroeder and Saunders, the 2 Hall of Famers in the middle. Yancey and Wharton. Fulton. Fred Warner. Judge. Ron Watkins. Lindsey Young. Ronald Carmichael. Derek Westbrook. Both our kickers. That is it. Alright. I know that was a lot to go through, but that is kind of what the end of a franchise looks like. Few coaching stats. This is broken, I'm pretty sure, but maybe not. This might be legit. The only thing changing is these right here. We'll take a look at the end. So the only thing you'll see us go through in the final episode of the series again is the Legacy Leaderboard. I'll do it much different. I'll purely go based off of Hall of Fame and my team. And that'll be it. And the coaching stats. But we're going to end this one here. Hoo-day to all you Bengals fans out there. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day.